because your unconscious value structures determine the direction and content of your perceptions. And so it's built right into the way you move your eyes, because you tend to look at things you value, right? Or at things you're afraid of. Like you look at things with valence, and part of the decision about what has value is dependent on the implicit structure of your moral system, because morality is about what's good and what isn't, and that's been partly a conscious construction of you, but it's partly something you've picked up by interacting with people like mad ever since you were born. You don't know all the rules any more than the damn cricket did. You just don't, and you can't, because you're too complicated. But you act them out, and then you also have representations of how people act in your imagination. Dreams are, that's what a dream is, that's what a fantasy is, that's what that little movie that plays inside your head when you remember what you did is, and you only remember the gist, you know. So even the imagistic representation of your behavior in your past, which is basically your episodic memory, it's already selecting and molding and turning it into a relatable story. It can't help but do that. It's the only way you can represent it. And so you don't know how you do that or why you do that, but part of it's governed by this implicit morality that's part of your procedural memory system, part of the way you act and part of the way you move your eyes and listen to things and focus on them. And that's all being instantiated inside of you because of this immense social, your biology, but also this immense social project that you're continually engaged in. And so that informs what you remember, it informs what you imagine, it informs what we collectively imagine, it informs what we can collectively understand. And partly what you're doing while you become conscious of yourself is to map the implicit structures that already constitute you from society into explicit representation. That's what self-understanding means. And you know, when you have that moment of insight about something you've done, it's like you're watching this repetitive behavior that you've manifested, probably that got you in trouble. You know, it's your characteristic way of falling accidentally into chaos, and you talk about it, and your problems, you talk about them with your friends, you talk about them, and maybe you have dreams about them, and you're trying to relate them, and you have memories about them that you can't get rid of because they're negatively toned, and so you talk about them, and then someone comes up with a little statement that links them together causally, and you think, aha, that's what I'm doing. And then maybe you can stop doing it, or at least maybe then you can think up some strategies for not doing it anymore.